Waiting for? Go ahead. Give her the moon.
We make it easy at Juniker Jewelry Company, Mississippi's direct diamond importer.
Juniker Jewelry Company, Mississippi's direct diamond importer. From anywhere in Mississippi, we're at 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and online at junikerjewelry.com. Juniker Jewelry, because love can't wait.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson. From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The price of gas is once again up over $4 a gallon on average as the U.S. and Iran square off for more fighting over the weekend.
A U.S. official confirms F-16s from Germany and F-35 fighters based in Britain are being sent to the region, joining some 50,000 U.S. troops already there. Iran not shying away from escalation, striking at U.S. bases and infrastructure in Kuwait, Jordan, and Bahrain, including a desalination plant, part of a system that supplies roughly 90% of Kuwait's drinking water.
ABC's Hannah Patah. As many as 3 U.S. service members killed by Iranian strikes in Jordan, says ABC Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez.
Raises questions. Does this mean that there's total coverage to protect these U.S. forces inside of Jordan? Is there some kind of, let's say, a reallocation that needs to be made? Has Iran discovered a weakness?
Another U.S. service member killed defusing an IED in Iraq. Great Britain getting its 7th prime minister in a decade. Keir Starmer handing the king his resignation this morning. Starmer saying on his way out of 10 Downing Street.
We face a world now where our enemies will stop at nothing to divide us because of our values, our freedom, our decency, and frankly, because of our unflinching resolve towards the brave people of Ukraine.
Taking over the prime minister role, former Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, who was recently elected the new leader of the Labour Party. Consumers weighing in on the parasitic illness traced to produce.
Definitely when it comes to fast food, I am taking a pause. I have no interest. I think the reputation of the restaurant changes how I'm going to feel about it.
Supplier Taylor Farms recalling its iceberg lettuce. Taco Bell also linked to some cases. In Madrid, celebrations went on all night long following Spain's defeat of Argentina 1-0 in the World Cup final. You're listening to ABC News.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And
News this hour.
High is 110. Tonight it's clear and the low is 77. The highs again at 99 both Tuesday and Wednesday with heat indices up near 110. With news on 1039 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. So the heat will be oppressive this week with highs through Wednesday expected at near 100. The heat index, as you heard, near 110 in our area, and the Weather Service says that may cause heat stress. Their advice is to drink plenty of water and to stay out of the heat if you can. If you can't, well, you know the drill by now. It's taking breaks and bringing some common sense to whatever you have to do outside. There is a tropical system that could track this way, and if that happens, you might see some rain from it. As with most tropical systems, the path it will take will become clearer once it gets closer. A man was shot and killed Saturday trying to break up a family fight, says JPD. That happened on Collier Avenue. The man killed has been ID'd as 64-year-old Emmanuel Lee. Police say he was dead when they got there. They have not announced any arrests. The bullets were flying Sunday morning about 1:45 at a bar in Hazelhurst. Police Chief Terrell Davis says a man was shot in the arm, a woman was shot in the leg, and at least 3 cars were shot up too. As of now, they do not know who did it, so no arrests have been announced. Sentencing will be set later for 52-year-old Jonathan Brown, found guilty of molesting several children, which happened back in 2020 when he was staying with that family. They called him a family friend. Gas in Mississippi on average is back up to $3.53. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Where do you stand in the pro-life community? If you're passionate about protecting the sanctity of life from fertilization to natural death, please join us at Pro-Life Mississippi as we make a difference and save lives right here in our own state. Pro-Life Mississippi is a community of individuals dedicated to equipping others to value all human life, including the preborn, those with disabilities, and the elderly. Our mission is simple: to provide unwavering support, education, and advocacy for the preborn, their families, and other vulnerable children and adults. If you're just starting your pro-life journey or you have been an advocate of life for many years, Pro-Life Mississippi needs your voice and talents to save lives in Mississippi. Together, we can make a difference in building a stronger pro-life Mississippi. Learn more about us at prolifems.org. That's prolifems.org. Be part of the community that celebrates each and every human life.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away, chip away.
And good Monday morning. We're going to get this place hotter than hell, in the immortal words of Paul Stanley of KISS. Yes, it's going to be hot today, boys and girls, and I want you to know it. Good morning. It's good to be here. It's good to be alive. Good morning. What the heck going on in Canton this weekend? Well, Shane Easley. Good morning, Lloyd Travis, Jeff Thomas. Some of the things going on in Canton, and everybody thought they were ICE raids, and they're actually drug raids, y'all. And, you know, I guess people don't know because they're not including some of the local authorities because, you know, they're too close to the subject. They know a lot of these people, and, you know, they don't go and get them. I mean, I've been saying that for years. There's people that need to go. And you can't really clean out an area and make it better. Good morning, Ricky Gray, until you just start arresting people. Do you understand that? You can't fix anything until you start fixing it. And when you look at Jackson and the black on black crime, which of course I am getting blasted online for saying the word black on black, that makes me a racist. For me saying that there's a problem in South Jackson and West Jackson on black crime, that makes me a racist. Y'all. The problem, and I guess that's why none of the TV stations report the news. I mean, y'all, things were happening all weekend long. And when you cut on the news, it's all fluff and circumstances. And it's these people, and these people have book bags to give to the little kiddies as they go back to school today and tomorrow. Of course, they don't go back to school in Canton until August 3rd. And everybody goes, huh? Well, everybody else be in school until Canton, but you know, Canton is so advanced. We're so far ahead of everybody that we can wait till late in the year to go to school. Good morning, JC Dunn. And look, I'm looking at my crime radar. Let's see what does it say? The 911 calls have been over the last few hours. Man reports wife dead and remains on front porch. That's in Jasper County. Car leaves road into ditch near Big Black River, Madison County, out of 49. Child bleeding from parts of his body while showering. So they're going to, that was in Lafayette. Caller reports unknown creature attacking on porch. That was in Jackson. Woman with reported self-inflicted gunshot wound in Jackson. Man bitten twice by rattlesnakes in Jackson. Y'all, snakes are out there. Real good. Real good. Y'all be careful. Crash with injuries on Madison Street in Flora. Let's see what else we got. Welfare check registered for a girl seen on Front Porch in Harrison County. Pregnant woman attempts suicide. Blood from nose. A man reported enjoying his own self. Okay, we won't say the word. Outside his apartment in Yazoo City. Delivery driver refused to hand over groceries. Flora woman exposed to hand sanitizer at Crossroads Ministry. Ooh, that was in Canton. Somebody got hand sanitizer. Okay. This is the app that I've been watching, Crime Radar, where I see stories here that don't make it to the news. And everything from rapes and murders to people being shot, woman left alone in heat on lake after arrest. How do you get arrested and you get left on the lake? That was in Harrison County. Homicide reported on Racetrack Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Oh, it just, 12-year-old female reported overdosing with cuts on arm. Unclothed woman asking for help and assistance in Jackson off Monticello Drive. Woman reports a past sexual assault to deputies in Lincoln County. Person found dead near Hare Street in Crystal Springs. Report of vehicle occupants possibly discarding they're discarding a shell from a car near. Okay, they're shooting while they're driving around. Woman recovering stolen phone at Walmart machine. Woman gives birth in vehicle. Baby girl bleeding. Okay, and then what else we got? But anyway, Crime Radar has all of these things that happen all weekend. Man confronts manager at Outback Steakhouse. Female found lying under blanket near Jackson. Assault victim at business on Highway 49. Drunk customer threatens workers over food service. That was on Government Street in Rankin County. Imagine that. Intoxicated driver with children after crash on road. That was in Harrison County. Driver firing handgun from vehicles on I-10, but the call is in Jackson, Mississippi. Interesting. Hotel guest smoking marijuana refuses to leave. I had a situation this weekend where I had somebody tell me, well, I have a medical card and I smell like pot. And I'm like, well, I don't care. If you smell like pot, I don't want you in my building. If you smell like pot from head to toe, I don't want you in my building. Good morning, Vince Warren. That's that. So what is the rule there? What is the rule? If you drive up and you're smoking pot, that's the same as driving up drinking. And I can be held accountable for the actions that you take once you're in there and are no longer in control of yourself, let's say. And that's a reality. People don't understand that when you own a private business, that you have to be very particular and very careful about people that come in and out of your business and what's going on. And you just, it's awful. And then you look at this thing here on the lettuce, y'all. This is one last thing I want to say about the lettuce. Taylor Farms, Mexican lettuce that has been killing everybody, causing problems around America, has now had a false positive, but they're still going to pull all the lettuce. False positive, y'all. I don't know if we remember false positive as much as we did during the COVID years, but it seems to me if Mexico would like to get ahead of America and get even with us, that all they got to do is just send some lettuce up here. What do we do? Why don't we grow lettuce in America? Why don't we grow everything in America? Why don't we do something to where our food supply is safe? We're depending on other countries to make our food supply safe, and then we're going to get mad. And then you got Mexico. They're going, we can get even with America. Huh? Here, put this bacteria on it and send it up there. And they say, and it's all these states that have it, and then they want to come back and say it was a false positive because whoever turned them in is going to probably Taylor Farms will want to sue. But Mexican lettuce, y'all, it's Mexican lettuce. Mexican lettuce is going to take us out. How do you beat America? Mexican lettuce. Why don't we take the Mexican lettuce and carry it to Iran? How about that? If we're not going to finish the job in Iran, let's go ahead and drop some Mexican lettuce on them. That's a bigger explosion and more personal. It's a very personal explosion. But anyway, it's going to be another great week. It's going to be a hot week. It's going to be so hot this week that we're at 46 or 47 murders right now. We'll break 50 by Wednesday. I hate to act like we're pushing for that, but that is the truth. When it gets this hot, people short tempers, and if you got a gun, boom, you're going to go ahead and shoot them. But, I was thinking today, since, we try to keep people alive during these times and we give out water to everybody in Jackson, right? We give everybody water. They'll all show up everywhere on every corner. Every politician will be giving out water so that you can sustain life and stay alive. What if we went a step further and gave everybody a gun to where you can stay alive in Jackson and feel safe? Give everybody a gun. I wonder what we'd wind up with. Interesting. Just a thought. We'll be back with more on the Chip Matthews Show, WYAB. What we'd wind up with. Interesting. Just a thought. We'll be back.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach. We just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Are you thinking about your next vehicle purchase? Hi, I'm Casey Ellis, owner of Ellis Autoplex in Brandon. If you've been searching for a clean diesel or half-ton truck, your search is over. At Ellis Autoplex, we specialize in the vehicles people actually want. Whether you're upgrading, buying your first truck, or looking for something the big dealerships don't have, Ellis Autoplex is worth the drive. Stop by and see why more and more people across the Southeast are choosing Little Truck City. Follow us on Facebook or shop online at ellisautoplex.com.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection. I've been selling real estate now for well over 30 years, and I typically use Chadwick Home Inspectors. And Chad has done many, many home inspections for me.
They are pretty much from roof to foundation. Most people are surprised at just how thorough these home inspections can be. Been working with Rita almost a decade now. Very rarely does she let a deal fall apart. She can usually find a way to negotiate where both parties are satisfied.
RitaJensen.net.
The only thing hotter than Mississippi in the summer is a Mississippi summer when the power goes out. This summer, be ready. Call Cowden Electric. They can install a permanent standby generator that automatically kicks on the second the power fails and keeps your whole house running. Hey, you already got a portable generator? Call Cowden Electric and let them set it up so you can safely plug it into your breaker box and power just the essentials. Don't wait for the next outage. Call Cowden Electric today or visit CowdenElectric.com and stay powered up when the grid goes down. CowdenElectric.com.
If you're a parent or grandparent, you should know that even though Mississippi is ranked as the unhealthiest state in the country, we have the highest vaccination rate for our children and grandchildren. Many of us blindly trust the medical establishment, and now it's time to question vaccine safety. Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights is a grassroots organization working to educate the public and lawmakers about this important topic. Be informed. Go to mpvr.org. Like us on Facebook to stay up to date on the latest information. That's Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights, mpvr.org.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. here on 1039 WYAB. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes, heard here on 1039 WYAB each Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m.
Hey Flora, the farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, organic, local, clear, locally sourced meats and vegetables too. Fresh produce every day, picked just for you. The farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, come see what's fresh today.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Worldwide, and that means around the world and throughout the universe. It's the one, the only, the Chip Matthews Show, right here on WYAB, coming out of our little outpost here in Flora, Mississippi. And you go, And then if you look in the background of the pictures online, that's Beethoven's. That's our place out on the reservoir where all the chaos and commotion goes on every weekend. We've been out there doing our thing, and we want you to come on out and visit. Beginning tomorrow night, we have Girls Rock Night. That's right. And we got special for ladies. It's sort of a ladies' night thing, but it's also, it includes steaks and stuff like that are on sale. So you come on out, check it out, and be a part of it. You know, we got great music, and I think it's Clark and Steele. Yes, yours. So y'all come on out, check it out tomorrow night, and then Wednesday night, of course, is the songwriter night thing. That is becoming just huge. People writing Americans' music, and you come in and hear the stories about how they write the songs, and they sing the songs the whole world sings right there. And that goes on right there at the wonderful location known as Beethoven's on the Reservoir. And also Acme Pizza is located inside. Pizza. And hopefully real soon the new website will be up. Y'all, Madison County supervisors meet today at the courthouse up there off the square in Canton. These are the same supervisors that are being investigated for sinkholes being paid for in Madison County, but they've been paid for, but they hadn't been repaired. But they're marked as complete. You understand? Our sinkholes are sinking our money. And then we still hadn't heard anything about the $2.7 million from a few years ago. They just take money and put it wherever they want to. And it's really the three amigos, because Gerald Steen has had he's wait and see approach on this deal, and then of course the county administrator declined comment. Of course, Carl Banks and Paul Griffin are right there involved in it. But I mean, you have a contractor, you have a county inspector, you have a county engineer, and no one can answer the question as to why it's not repaired, but it's paid for. You know. And one of the guys that has done the work, his last name is Banks. Imagine that. The three amigos will be up there today on the square. You can go see them. They're just becoming exciting. Of course, when you go in there, the three amigos are not Mexican. They're just three friends with and their friend is the dead presidents that are on dollar bills, and they've taken all of our dollars and doing nothing with them. They say they're doing them. They say they're spending them, But they got all their family members working, and all their family members have jobs and all of that for the county, and it's wonderful. The three amigos, they just don't care. Then of course there's the one that got away with he's getting away with selling all the gas, and I'm sure every one of these contractors on this list are buying gas from his business, which he says I'm not part of that part of the business. I basically just take care of potato chips. I don't take care of the other stuff in the store. No. Yeah, I don't believe that. You don't believe that either. And as we get ready and get close, and then to school starting everywhere, which it starts today in Clinton, and I think tomorrow it starts in Jackson, and I think the next day, and then of course everybody will be able to go to school, and little Bobby and little Johnny and all those that just don't ever get to eat will get to go to school and eat, which of course they've been eating all summer on the school lunch programs and this, that, and the other. We live in a world where we pay for everything that everybody's doing, unless of course you have a job. If you have a job, we're going to take all your money from you to where your kid can survive. It isn't like free food for everybody, just free food for some. And they go, well, Chip, you gotta help the kids. And I'm going, hell, I watched a commercial today. $40 a day will feed a guy and a girl or whoever a child in Latin America. $40 a day will feed them for a week. Or for a year. No, they said for a year. That just goes to tell you that food prices in America are entirely too high. Good morning, Ted Smith. And food prices are high for what reason? Well, we got taxes on them. We got tariffs on them. We're buying our lettuce from Mexico. I'm sure that the price of gas means that it's got to be traveled up here. Why can't we grow lettuce here? Why can't we grow anything here? Why do the farmers get into a situation here to where the government is controlling their food? I mean, it seems to me like it's a no-brainer. We could grow better lettuce. We can grow better everything. And government regulations and things in place are making it hard. I mean, how did Mexican lettuce get up here and helped out with the problem that we have, the other problem we have, which is sewage? I mean, sewage has been a big problem. We're charging good for sewage. I guess that's why we want this to occur, so that the water is going down and the sewage is going up, and that means that more money will be charged and the water bills can go through the roof, and we don't have to worry about what we've done. Create it. You can eat in Thailand for $10 a week, Ted Smith. Yeah, but we'd have to go to Thailand. I don't think that'd be that bad. But we live in the free world of America, where we're all free until the government says you're not. And so all this stuff, good morning, Helen, all this stuff that goes on around us is just bureaucracy. We have more people in this state and in the government, in the state and nationwide, who believe that just because they have the job, they are important enough to make the rules. Never mind that that's not the law on the book. Never mind that that's not the lease you signed or the business you signed or whatever you signed. They say that paperwork's wrong, and we're going to do it this way. And y'all, you would be surprised at how much of that goes on, the bureaucracy. And foreign buying lands in Mississippi and the USA, we got it everywhere. And what about people from outside of Mississippi on Wall Street buying houses, and they rent them out in Jackson? Then there's a point in Jackson where they go, I've made all the money I can off that house. Just let it go. Don't pay taxes anymore. I'm not going to spend any money on it. And they just let it go and they write it off the books. And that's that. I mean, You had a house on fire in Jackson that they purposely caught on fire twice this weekend. How does that work? How does that go? What's the goal there? I guess it's to get the house down. But if you purposely caught it on fire, you're not going to get the insurance on that. I can promise you that. Or, I don't know, you may know somebody. Because that's the way it works in America and in Mississippi and in government. If you know somebody, we'll get you covered. We'll get it done. Yeah. Oh, you killed somebody? Oh, I'm sorry. We'll just pack them up and carry them on in. Don't worry about it. We'll get that covered. We know the judge. We know everybody involved. We'll get you covered. Welcome to Mississippi, where if you know somebody, we can figure it out. We get it along. We'll get it on. We got to get rid of this corruption, y'all. This corruption has gotten to a level throughout the state that it's just crazy. And then, of course, when you think about the schools are full of it completely. They teach the corruption there. And then you constantly see where teachers in school are having sex with kids. Y'all figure it out. What's going on my Facebook page? That's a good question. I have no idea. I haven't been there today. We'll be back with more on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Yeah, I haven't been there today. We'll be back with more.
1039 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Mississippi, the 39th annual Mississippi Wildlife Extravaganza hits the Clyde Muse Center in Pearl, July 24th through the 26th. Kids 12 and under get in free all weekend, and we're throwing back 2016 price, and that means just $10 for the adults. Sea Turtle Man, Diamond Jim Board Wine, Mountain Man from Duck Dynasty, and more live. There'll be gator shows, big buck contests, giveaways, bounce houses, and family fun all weekend long. Check us out online, msganza.com.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
ABC News, I'm Sherry. Preston, the U.S. hitting Iran again overnight, the 9th straight night of new attacks. Iran launching strikes targeting American allies and facilities in the region. ABC's Louis Martinez covers the Pentagon.
Iran just had so many of these weapons already built, stored, some of them in underground facilities. And so they are demonstrating that even if they have a small capability, now we don't know what that capability number is, but they still have it. And so, yes, they can still attack, and they can have an impact if they have really good intelligence of where these U.S. bases are specifically.
Some of the Iranian attacks turning deadly over the weekend. A total of 17 U.S. service members have died in the war with Iran since February. New prime minister in Britain this morning, Labour leader Andy Burnham taking over as Keir Starmer steps down. Jury selection begins today in Nashville in a new trial over Instagram, the state accusing the platform of being designed to be addictive and contributing to youth mental health crisis. This is
Ken here with Rapid Oil Change, your fast service and fleet maintenance headquarters for over 40 years. With parts in stock to fit most makes and models, we can perform routine maintenance in a matter of minutes, keeping downtime to a minimum. With brands like Castrol, Mobil 1, Lucas, and Rain-X, it's easy to see why Rapid Oil Change has been the go-to for fast service with a smile for over 40 years. Don't forget our 24/7 touchless car wash. We accept most national and local fleets. We're Mississippi's leader for fast service with a smile. Visit one of our 6 locations today, oilchangems.com.
At Flora Animal Hospital, our team doesn't just take care of your pet's needs. We feel like it starts with the pet parents. If the pet parent is informed thoroughly and understands the situation with the animal and why certain things need to be done or certain medications need to be given, it's easier to get that done. Our website is floraanimalhospital.com. It'll take you straight to the online store where your medicine can be purchased, food can be purchased, prescription or non-prescription, and they will be shipped straight to your front door. floraanimalhospital.com.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, heard around the world and in your neighborhood and in your car and on your internet and on your web and everybody online that gets online and talks bad about me. Hey, that's okay with me. That's okay with me. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And that's what I try to get across to everybody. I'm not out to try to make you believe what I say. I report to you what I know to be true or what I believe to be true. Okay? And I don't wish to fix your thoughts to where you believe in this or you believe in that. But we got to get to the point where we all understand that crimes are reported in the news, on the news cycle, on 16, 12, 3, all of them, that does not reflect the news that we should know. Okay? So, for instance, when you have somebody that is being charged with we still don't know if that kid drowned on his own or this, that, and the other on the coast, but we're going to get a grand jury together and all of this to work on that. Meanwhile, in Jackson, Mississippi, you had 2 ladies that were murdered and a child, 2-year-old child, shot in the face and murdered, all of them execution style, with a Jackson gun. A gun that, not just a Jackson gun, one that belonged to the Jackson Police Department, that they said was reported stolen a few weeks earlier. My question to you is, why don't we know more about how many guns the Jackson Police Department has had stolen? Is there an accounting? Do we account for anything? I mean, can they tell us how many cars they have? I know at times I've seen their cars where they've stolen all the tires off their cars. But my question to you is there someone, if this police chief is so good with all her little numbers and she likes to talk a lot, why don't you tell me if you've got all your guns? Why don't you tell me how many more guns have been stolen? We need to know that. These are important things, because when you go to do the ballistics, it just shows that the gun belonged to the city of Jackson. Okay? And responsible gun ownership is the most important thing. And when the police department is a part of the responsible gun ownership and not getting it done, that's a problem. And then you see these murderers getting off of these low bonds. Then you see Jackson fireman that got arrested for rape, statutory rape, get 40 years. And then, of course, Faye Peterson knocked off 10 for him. But I mean, my question to you is, what the hell's going on? I mean, a murderer gets nothing. A murderer gets in and out, can get out, and to know that someone has committed murder several times in their life is insane to believe that, because those are the ones he got caught on. There's got to be some he didn't get caught on. Don't think that doesn't occur. I mean, you know, some people get caught the first time. That's how come some people, a girl will get pregnant and say, oh, I only did it once. Well, that's all it really takes. That's all it really takes is once. But of course, in Jackson, You have the billboards up that tell you all the diseases. The diseases that you could get in Jackson from having sex is enough to make you never want to have sex. And so I guess the billboards are a deterrent in the sexual population of Jackson, because you never know when you're going to run up on a gonorrhea or a syphilis or AIDS or one of them. They're all up there on the billboards. Welcome to Jackson. Welcome to Jackson. Number one place for STDs. And then you look at that, and then you look at the murders. We're the number one place for murders. Hey, not only can you get a sexually transmitted disease in Jackson, you can come to Jackson and get murdered. And then we're going to have drive-by shootings. Last week, y'all, have you ever heard of as many people that have been run over and killed and run over multiple times than what's gone on the last year? Just in the last few weeks, there's been 3 or 4. What's going on? And then, of course, you have the guy that was run over by a policeman last year or a year and a half ago, that they took care of that and buried him and got rid of him real quick. What is going on in the landscape so that everybody just feels like they can do whatever they want and then hide it? Sort of like Jody Owens. Yes, his office needs to be audited. And then you're going to find out what? You're going to find out what? That he was a crook and a criminal. Well, he's already admitted to that. He has pled guilty to being a crook and a criminal. And he finally got caught. But because that had to be going on already when the FBI decided to investigate him. Right? And then you got all these people. You got the cops that pled guilty. They got I think he got 10 or 20 years for traveling drugs and showing protection through the Delta, the one from Greenville. He was just an officer. Meanwhile, you have 2 sheriffs that are involved in it. And you got some highway patrolmen or 2 involved in it, and some other law enforcement officials involved in bringing drugs through the Delta and giving them safe passage and providing gun protection for those drugs. And these are lawmakers. These aren't lawmakers. These are lawmen in some cases. And usually when you go back and look at it, these people that are lawmen and in these situations are usually family members that were hired by elected officials who believe that you got to give my cousin a job. You got to give my cousin a job. We got that all over the state. We got that in every town. Aldermen left and right are in many towns hire their own family to work. And that's everywhere. Same in Canton, same in Jackson, same in the school district. It doesn't matter where we put you. We just got to get you a government job. And then we don't care what you do after that. We had a guy who who was fired from the school district for having sex with somebody on campus. And he's now a school board member. You can't make this stuff up. You need somebody on the board for the to do electricity. Let's get a barber. Let's not get anybody that knows anything about it. Yeah, we've got to start doing better. We got to start doing better on who we elect to office. We got to start doing better on getting people to run that could do us a better job. We got to, right now we're getting ready to run. We got an election, in 60, 90 days, and we're going to, the people that are Republican are going to vote Republican. The people that are Democrat are going to vote Democrat. And it's going to work out to where the Republicans win again. And then in the case of Benny Thompson, I have no idea what they're going to do, because I think there's enough outcry to beat Benny. There really is. But the other side of that is, if the status quo has been to manipulate the state to where Benny would always have a big district that he could win, well, then there it is. Ron doesn't have a chance. But Ron Eller does have a chance, because he's out there beating the streets and talking to people. But Benny, if everybody would just look, is the guy in office that you have to put into office in your local election, in your national election, in your statewide election, has he done anything to improve your life? And if he has not improved your life, it's time to elect someone else. And that should be like on a regular basis, y'all. I mean, it's not you've been good for 80 years, we'll give you 4 more. It's what have politics should always be, what have you done for me lately? Because that's the way the politician feels. That's the way the politician does things. He's gonna waver around just like the wind. He's gonna be this one day and that one day, and whatever the mood of the nation is, that's gonna be their mood. If everybody in the room is against the president, then he's gonna be against the president. But he's going to always leave him a back door to run back to the other side. That's the political way. No, there is no black and white. There's this gray area that politicians try to live in, and they say, "Well, we got to be loyal to both sides." No, you're loyal to what you believe in. That's why people put you in office. You're loyal to your constituents in your area, and you want to do the right thing each and every time. And I don't understand why we can't get it right. I mean, well, I do. I kind of do understand, because only 17% of us, 17% in the whole state, Republicans and Democrats, go and vote. My question to you now is, what is the percentage of people in Mississippi that go to church now? Has it fallen below 17%? That's my next question. Has it fallen below 17%? Because it seems to me if you had any Christian values or conservative values, and it didn't matter if you're black or white, you would at least go vote. But when you don't, when the politicians screw you around as much as we've been screwed around and been treated by the politicians, you just don't go vote. You don't want to be involved. You want to do less and less, when you need to be doing more and more. I got to talking to somebody the other day, and I said, it's like this in the world. At one time you wore your Sunday best to church, right? Then people quit wearing a tie. Then people wore blue jeans. And it's gotten down to where God doesn't care what you're wearing. No, but see, that's the degradation. It all starts going the other way. Well, God doesn't care if you come to church. You can sit at home and watch it on the news and watch it on TV. God only cares that you pray. Well, all of those things are true. But for society, for better knowledge, for better understanding, that's why you go to church. You go to church to constantly reaffirm the thoughts that you have, to put you in the right frame of mind. And that's the same reason why you go and vote, is to reaffirm that you would like to be free in America, because we want to be free. We think we're free, but we're free plus tax. And we're, as Republicans, Republicans, doesn't matter if you're a conservative or Republican. Republicans are supposed to be working for smaller government. And the Mississippi legislature has never, ever, ever tried to be smaller in my lifetime. They are right there with them. Bigger, bigger, bigger government. Bigger, bigger, bigger. We got all these data centers and all that. We'll have the data center commission real soon. We probably already do, and we don't know about it. And we'll be paying all these people extra money. The whole thing there, or they might be going, Chip, that's a great idea. That's a great idea, because our goal now is to find out who all can get into family members so I can get the data center money too before it all comes into town. And we want to get as much of it off the top before we have to start giving it to the people. And when we start giving it to people, we got to give it to the schools. And when we give it to the schools, they're just going to steal it all and waste it all, and nobody's going to get educated or anything. Y'all, that's the way the government works. That's the way our tax dollars work. That's the way everything seems to work for us. And then they're going to look at you and say, well, don't have enough electricity, so we got to cut your house off today where we can run the data center. That's national security. That data center has all the information in the world in it. You got to do without at your house while we do that. And then, we got to charge you 3 times as much for your electricity for the times when your electricity is not working, because we still got to make X amount of money off every household, because we figure it out by household. It's just like water. It's just like water. You know, they got to get all the water, got to be in control of all the water and all the sewage. And when you get the water, now they've got to have wastewater plants built and this, that, and the other up in Madison County just for the data centers. Well, that's not going to be just that data center. It's going to be all the data centers. Then you got the guy that gives away high-end liquor at his hotels downtown, or on the Madison Ridgeland line right there at Ridgeland. And then he's going to build his own data center in Jackson. Although Jackson has a ban on data centers, he's got some kind of deal worked out. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Deal worked out. We'll be back with more.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Managing payroll, benefits, workers' comp, and HR tasks can take valuable time away from running your business. That's where People Lease comes in. From payroll processing and tax filing to employee benefits and retirement plan administration, People Lease helps simplify your back office operations while improving employee satisfaction. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Schedule your consultation today at peoplelease.com. That's peoplelease.com.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the blue plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
As Christians, it's our calling to be faithful to Christ and obedient to the Great Commission. Our heart's desire and prayer to God is that through our efforts, many would receive and rest upon Christ alone as he is offered to them in the gospel. I'm David Strain, Senior Minister at First Presbyterian Church of Jackson, inviting you and your family to join us as we strive to fulfill that mission. We're located on North State Street in Jackson. Times of our services can be found at fpcjackson.org. You can also hear the good news about Jesus Christ each Sunday mornings at 9:30 on 1039 WYAB.
It's all systems go this month at Mazda of Jackson. With rates as low as 0% with approved credit, come test drive the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. More room for you and your cargo makes the third-generation CX-5 the best yet. Mazda's best-selling SUV also comes with 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. And Mazda of Jackson still specializes in certified pre-owned vehicles with hassle-free trade-in options available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
At Lakeshore Church, we believe the liberation of the soul is found only in Christ. Hello, I'm Jay Frazier, Senior Pastor at Lakeshore, inviting you to come and worship with us this week. We believe in the 3-cross concept of ministry, the cross of salvation, the cross of separation, and the cross of service, and we believe all of these crosses should be evident in our lives. We're at 6880 South Sidewell Road in Byram. For more information about the ministries, activities, and times of service, go to lakeshorecmc.org.
And be sure to listen to Lakeshore Church's weekly program, heard Sunday mornings at 8 on 1039 WYAB.
Detroit-style pizza has its own rules. We learned them, then we made it our own. Johnny's Pizza House is Detroit-style pizza. Deep pan crust, crispy edges, your choice of toppings, then finished with the pizza sauce swirled right on top. Mouthwatering cheesy goodness. Order online at johnnysph.com and build your own Detroit-style pizza. Detroit-style the Johnny's way. Order a taste of Detroit this summer. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Remember when Saturday meant tackling 3 projects before lunch? Now you need a nap after buying the lumber. It doesn't happen all at once. Energy slips away a little at a time. Focus does too. The The team at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness helps men get answers to low testosterone, fatigue, weight gain, and more. Because getting older is mandatory. Feeling old is optional. Learn more at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, heard around the world on this Monday. Yeah, there you go. It's on a Monday. 6:54 in the morning. If you got to get somewhere, if you're going to school, get there. You got me? You got to get to school. You got to go learn something. We spend a lot of money. And look, if you people want some lettuce, go find some locally grown lettuce and eat some lettuce locally so that everything will be hot. And then you got a lot of restaurants that make sure that they buy local. So go in there and eat at those locally owned restaurants that buy local and try to do everything the right way. You know, not everybody gets it from Taylor. And if you're a Democrat, you're more than welcome to go eat at Taco Bell today, once again. And they might, in Jackson, they might not have been, their staff seems to sometimes be less attentive, we'll say. And they may not have moved the lettuce out of there or were scared to touch it, one or the other. But anyway, 6:55 a.m. Y'all, we got to start getting ahead. We got to start thinking about the upcoming elections. We got to start thinking not about the election where it's Cindy Hyde-Smith and Ron Eller and all them. That's an important election. That's in November, okay? Because only 17% cared about that race. But in January, we'll be qualifying for an election that won't be occurring till November, okay? In January, we'll be qualifying people to run for governor, lieutenant governor, and all those places. Right now, all these people that say they're running, they haven't signed the papers yet because you can't. You can't turn them in till January. That's just the way it works. So that means if you're thinking about running, it isn't too late. If you're thinking that you can unseat one of these criminals that we currently have in office, come on. They're not all criminals, but you get the gist of it. I mean, they're part of the system. The system is criminal. The system does not care about the people. The system does not care what we do with the money. The system does not care because they're not doing. You'll say, I'm a Republican because Republican values mean I'm a Christian, and then I want less government and I want less taxes. But that ain't the way we do it in Mississippi. Heck no. I guess nobody in the Republican Party can read what they're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be smaller government. Figure it out. I mean, what the hell, people? Are we just going to be subject to constantly being taxed and taxed and taxed? And then, of course, we got to pay for this new court system for the youth. But that's because we're not being hard on the parents now that have kids that are out killing people. We got to be harder on everybody. We've got to start enforcing the law. But when you wind up with weak judges and people that are put into judges' positions just because they know somebody and this, that, and that, that's not getting it done, y'all. I mean, the people that become judges are in some cases are the people that couldn't hack it as a lawyer. But I mean, the reality is they've got to know the law. They've got to enforce the law. And they got to give out tougher sentences and put people in jail. Now, when we get them in jail, that's the next problem. We got to be able to keep them there. I mean, we spend more time running after escaped prisoners than anywhere else. I mean, it's every day. It's every day. And look, I have known people that were in jail that left jail every day. Yes, they left jail every day. And as long as they were back by a certain time, nobody was going to say anything to them. And they would use state vehicles when they left. It's insane. It's insane what goes on in the real world. It's insane that we allow it to go on. It's insane that we don't care that it goes on. It seems at times. And us as citizens, we don't know about it because the news is just going to tell us, well, today we're going to do, we're going to auction off a house. We're going to talk about all these things. We're going to have Kenny Stokes tell us once again that we got to do something for the kids, and we're going to do this for the people and this, that, and the other, and then not do anything. That's the news. That's the Saturday news. Saturday, Sunday, Kenny Stokes is going to have a statement and get nothing done. Everybody, the news is the same every week. We've got to start getting real news. The Clay Edwards Show is next right here on WYAB.